Hey! I feel like it's been so long, and I feel like I have my camera too close, and I'm sorry. I, filmed my Kimi ni Toroke fangirl rambling, and the books fell all over the place, and I spilt water, and I have to plug in my iPod to my computer because it's dying, and there's just so much going on over here. It has been such a reflective morning, and I just finished watching the second half of your video, and I really feel like it was a good time. I felt bad that I hadn't finished watching it and that I had not recorded and sent this sooner. Like, it really weighed on my heart. But apparently it weighed more on my heart to finish this manga, because that's what I did, was finish this manga, and thanks for the recommendation. I'm actually excited to read To Your Eternity, and it's funny, I thought about it, maybe, to bring me back down to earth, so to speak, I was like, maybe I should read a more sober manga. And I was like, But I don't know. So, after I thought it, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. so, I feel like I'm really rambly this morning, or at least my brain is all jumbled, because it's just been such a reflective day. Like, since reading this manga, it has just, I don't know, it's made me think. Maybe it's made me reflect back on, my teenage years, I guess, and made me reflect on where I am now and what's important to me, because I think it was really interesting seeing, I should have mentioned that in my video, but anyway, my review video, but how Sawako just learns about her feelings and communicating, and it was fascinating because, we communicate a lot, and I'm glad. I'm really actually really grateful. I'm grateful for these videos and just the things that you share, because you're really wise, and it's really funny that you were telling me I should write a book about happiness. I was like, I don't even know what I would say. When you were talking about, got my notes. When you were talking about, the secret is to love what you do, and you were talking about burnout, and it was interesting to me because I was like, well, what is my way of coping with burnout? And I was like, I don't know. And I think I'm realized that over the years, it's usually encouraging people. I don't know what it is exactly, but I just find such joy in that, and such happiness and excitement, because it's just so important to feel wanted and loved and be seen for who we are, to have our feelings reached, as Sawako says, that, who said it? I don't remember who said it, but that it's like a dream come true, my feelings reached you. And I guess I can really resonate with that, of wanting my feelings, my ball of excitement, to reach people and to get excited. And you got excited in your video, and I can see your happiness. And like you said, the secret is, what'd you say? The secret, secret is to love what you do. And I think it's very obvious that you love what you do. And it's just funny when you were talking about jealousy and envy, because I've definitely been jealous of how you're able to write every day. And I guess it sort of hit me this morning before I even watched your video, and then even more so after I watched it. And by the way, honor and celebrate is totally you. I loved it. I just was grinning over here so big, because it makes me happy, because I think honor, like samurai, yes, and celebrate, I totally believe you work too hard and need to celebrate more often. And it's funny, if you have not seen, which one is it in it? It's in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I always think of the monkey. So I'll have to find that scene. I don't know if it's in the first one or the second one, but he has a little box, and he always wants to press the big red button, and he's like, celebrate! And what happens when he hits the red button, goes pretty bonkers. But I always think that scene. Every time I think of the word celebrate, I think of that monkey from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and how excited he is to celebrate. So my goal is to make sure that you celebrate next year. I forgot where I was going, but yeah, secret of love. Oh man, I don't remember where I was going with that at all. But in one of your videos or in one of our conversations, you had said you need to honor your process, like you need to honor your writing. And I remember at the time, I didn't really get that. Like, I mean, I got it. I mean, I got it on a head space level, but on a heart level, I didn't. And I feel like this morning I got it though. I felt like when you were saying about honoring your process, you know, because obviously we both know I get frustrated with my writing process all the time. All the time. That is why is why I really admire that you're able to set these goals for yourself, even if they're big goals or even just small goals, just writing every day. I feel like I don't have that. And I struggle with that because I want that. And, you know, it's like the other day, what did I send to you in Messenger about giving myself permission to, you know, my original plan was to try and write my light novel in 2 months and giving myself permission to like not work on it or something like that because I was feeling anxious about it. And, you know, I had asked myself like, yes, maybe that's too big of a goal. Maybe I should downsize my goal and not make it so large. But I was like, is it because of fear that I feel like I can't do it? And maybe I feel like that's not the right question that's there. Yes, I feel like maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I feel like there was just something there. But anyway, I see I'm jumbled. My brain's really jumbled. But I just felt like I finally understood when you were saying about honoring your process, honoring your writing. And I think I've struggled for a long time of how could I be a mom and how could I be a writer? Because I'm really bad about putting myself in boxes because I like labels. Labels make things life simpler. It makes it easier. And that's not true. It seems that way. Visually, I think it seems that way. But we can't always put things in our lives in boxes, even though it feels like it'd be so easier. But life is sometimes like a spaghetti noodle where it's all connected and it just sort of goes wherever direction. It could be like going like this, that looks really close, or like going like that. I mean, it could go any direction, but it's all connected and it's all there. And I would like to embrace honoring my writing because it was just like, you know, I'm a writer. And I don't know if that ever said that really weird. I don't know if that ever like connected in my brain that I'm a writer and I take a lot of joy in encouraging people and helping them to be seen. But I didn't think about doing that with like books. I mean, yeah, Dear Author obviously is like a love letter from myself, and those are encouraging. But I think fiction wise, I never viewed it that way, and I think it's because it doesn't have, it's not like graphics where you can see the tangible results quicker. Well, you can't, feelings are not tangible, but you can see the results quicker than you can if it's a novel or if it's a manga. And I guess I just want to get out of that mindset that writing can't encourage people the same way as a graphic. And no, it can't, but that doesn't make it any less. And I think sometimes because I struggled with the labeling and the boxes that I was doing in my life, that I felt like you either only have like one or the other. And I think I was really struggling with that. And because of that anxiety really sprung tight around me and helped me not to be able to see the future. I can't see the future anyway, but helped me to see that as a reality for my future. But definitely reading Kimi ni Toroke, I think it's just made me think about things. It's made me ask myself questions like, am I happy where I am in my life right now? And yeah, I am. You know what I mean? I don't think maybe, sorry. Sorry. I don't think maybe I'm happy necessarily in my writing. I feel like fear is still like a big hurdle and a big roadblock. Like I know it's been chipped down. I know it's been chipped away. And, as the time of recording and sending you this, it's dear author's birthday or book anniversary, however you would say that. But I just said birthday because I like celebrating birthdays and it sounded more exciting. And just, I don't want to, I guess, not sure where I'm going with this. I guess I just don't want to let fear hold me back anymore and don't put labels on myself that I need to do this or I need to be this or I can't be this, because I feel like when I woke up today, I felt like something shifted in me. Like, it actually made me think of haiku when they're talking about the gears, when, they're all like cogs connecting and you hear the, coming into it. And it felt like that in my heart this morning when I woke up, that just something had shifted, something had moved in me. And something that I'm so glad I actually remembered, okay, so there is a light novel. It's a digital light novel. It's published by J Novel Club, or J Club, one of those. But anyway, it is called Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. And I got like super duper excited about this. Like, I loved the premise. I loved having this fantasy woman coming in to the real world, because I was like, it sounds like we're going to learn about Japan. And I realize that, we've talked about before of not living through fantasy, but how, fantasy can help us cope with the real world. And I definitely believe that. But also, like, there was a quote that you had shared online. It wasn't like yours, but you had shared it. But, just think people have said, that fantasy helps, like, show you things, teach you things about the real world, cope with the real world, and just all of that. Hopefully that makes sense. But when I saw this, it made me realize that, like, I sort of, like, live through these contemporary stories, and I think that's why I like reading contemporary manga, because I can't go to Japan right now, but I can read these manga, and I can, like, see the things in Japan. Like, do you know, like, this is how nerdy I am. So, at the back of the manga, or at like the front, here, we'll do the evaporation of Sophie Snow, like at the front, when you read out the little small tiny print kind of thing, and it will say right here, this novel is a work of fiction. Names, character, places, and incidents are either products of the author's imaginations or used fictitiously. And it says more, but that is what I wanted to highlight. All characters are fictional, and any similarity to people living or dead is purely coincidental. There we go. So, yes, keep that in mind. And I was like, I'm going to go read and see what it says at the back of manga, because I was like, how does it work if you're writing a contemporary manga based off of real places? It's like, you can't use that because that'd be like lying, And this is what it says. It says, for theirs, it says, the stories, characters, and incidents mentioned in this publication are entirely fictional. Not the places. It says stories, characters, and incidents. Which means that, like, a lot of the places in these contemporary manga are based on real, actual places. And, like, which obviously makes sense. Like, I mean, haiku, you can definitely go find, like, the, schools that inspired, like, Hinata's school and whatnot, and they're real places. Yes, they're fictional schools in those real places, and they don't necessarily reflect that actual school. But, yeah, it's there, and you can go visit it, and you can see real-world inspiration for a fictional story. And it made me so excited. It just warmed my heart, because I was like, sorry, I'm getting emotional, and I was like, I don't know why, because I was like, I better not cry during this video, because I've been really emotional the past few days as I've, like, gotten closer and closer to the ending of Kimi ni Toroke. Like, I think I cried or almost cried, and then I sobbed in volume 30. After I read it the first time, because I read, like, 2 chapters over, like, twice since then, or even more than that. But anyway, I I gave myself permission to sob after the whole thing had ended, like, because I was fanning my eyes. I was like, I'm not gonna cry. It's like, and I was trying to like close them so I wouldn't cry. It's like, that's not helping the air dry my eyes. And so I had to open them back up and keep going. Anyway, anyway, but it made me really, really excited, and I don't know exactly how that's all related to my own writing, but I definitely, brainstorming things recently, I was like, I love just the real world element, and I just wanted you to know, I that doesn't exactly tie into what I shared the first half of this video, but I just wanted you to know that I think that is why I love reading contemporary, especially contemporary manga, because I don't really read like a lot of contemporary novels. I mean, I do have one friend, Joanna. I read her contemporary because I really like the way she does it. It's very edgy and very, very realistic for what's considered to be like Christian fiction. And the characters don't always make smart decisions. Some of them are dumb. But that's okay. Things, at least recently, have worked out in every volume I've read. So every novel I've read at first. I'm looking at my notes. I think it's exciting that you want to build a fandom, and I'm excited to see what you do. I definitely think you already have. I'm the number one fan. Like, I want to be number one. But that sounds so selfish. But I do. I want to be your number one fan. And I think it is so cool that you want to build a fandom. And it's funny. You can't see it because I have my camera so close. But there was a scene with Sawako and Kazehaya where they put their... Look, this is why I just need a picture, okay? And then you could just see it rather than me trying to explain it. But they put their hands down, and they're like, do your best kind of thing, or let's do it together. And it made me have, like, the same feelings over here. Like, yeah, I want to build a fandom with Noelle, too. And that was really exciting to me because, yeah, I don't want to be... You know, I am introverted in my writing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Grant, I share a lot with you, and I'm really thankful that, I know you're not the only person who listens, but I'm just thankful that, like, I feel safe to share with you, and, like, I won't have any, I guess, like, outside fear interference trying to be like, well, you should do this instead, or I really like this. Even though, like, even if knowing you would probably share it. Like, that's why we have our spite story here. And I'm really, really excited for the developments of that. I feel like, yeah, things are coming together, and I'm pretty sure I know how it ends, and it is my favorite. It is my favorite. And I saw how it opened, and I'm really excited because it weaves in with some of my other stories, and all my characters finally are starting to feel real. And I want to honor that process of, you know, gotta work on not being frustrated with when I feel it's going too slow. Because obviously I'm still reading manga, so it doesn't really matter if I'm reading like 30 volume mangas, and I'm sort of considering reading haiku next. And that's like pretty long too, so. Yeah, and you had mentioned too about your characters, yeah, like being alive and being real to people, and they totally are. Like, somebody had mentioned in one of the reviews of this manga that they're like, it's, you know, it's hard to think that you can't just go to Japan and meet these people, because it feels like they're there, like they're just going around Japan, and they live in, I think it's Hokkaido. I think I said that wrong because there's double K's, but yeah. I was trying to think of the other one too. There's another city that they're in as well. Starts with an S. Anyway, but yeah, it feels like they're alive, and I am feeling the same thing with my stories, and it's really exciting because it's been very different not having them. They're still the same, but I guess the way they've been written by me has been really different, and it's been a very different experience. A little bit intimidating because it's very different for me. You also mentioned Voltron. I don't remember what you said about Voltron off the top of my head, but I have been saying Shiro saying that patience yields focus. and it really has helped me focus. Like that, oh, that's right, that is what I was saying when I was playing Zelda. Like, I would, when I was about to, like, having to go through, like, the level all over again because I died, that I would tell myself that patience yields focus, and I could eventually go get to the boss and defeat the boss, and I just had to be patient, and I was, like, caught off guard how it worked. Like, it actually worked. It helped me to focus and not rush through, like, oh, I died again, I have to do this all over again, because that was equally, like, frustrating, because that happened to me more than one occasion. But I guess sort of to wrap it up, because I don't know what else I want to say. I think you're a great person, Noelle. I think you do get really excited about things, and I know that I'm not the only one who sees that, and I think maybe your excitement comes out differently than it does in the shape of mine, where I'm just like a glitter explosion. Yours would be, I feel like maybe, like, I was gonna say confetti cannon, but it would need to be, like, more low-key than that. So maybe, like, a confetti party popper, because I don't see glitter being your number one choice there. That'd be pretty funny, though. That would be pretty awesome, actually. We could just be glitter bombs together. But I think, yeah. But hey, but glitter and confetti actually really go together. So when you put them together, you have like a giant celebration party kind of thing. I feel like you need some glitter in your future, because that's a great way to celebrate. And I can't wink without opening, or yeah, without leaving my mouth open. And I can only blink with this eye. Hong thought that was really funny. That was completely ramble, or off topic. That was no, it was on topic. So I'd be curious to know, since I binge read this manga with, let's see, I started it maybe a few days or a day or two before Thanksgiving, and I think I finished it in about 2 weeks. That's a lot of manga in 2 weeks. Well, I have to admit, the day, but like yesterday when I finished the manga, I read 7 volumes in a day. I've never done that. That was a new experience. That was definitely a new experience to have read 7 volumes of manga. Like, no, I'm sort of like, let's do it again. It's like, maybe we can read 10 in a day. That's a lot, though. That's a lot of manga. And I will need to go back and reread it, because I felt like I read it so fast because I needed to know what was going to happen next, that I did not appreciate the artwork quite as much. But in the 30th volume, in the final volume, I did. I was really impressed with some of the panels, but this is not a manga review. So, but I would be curious to know, have you binge read a series? Like, not just a book, it has to be an actual series. Or are you more of, like, taking it slow with, like, you don't necessarily binge read? So, and your binge reading can be different than mine. Like, I will confess that I have not cleaned it all this week. I literally was reading manga all day long, pretty much. Like, whenever I had the opportunity, I was reading manga. So, yeah, I'm just curious to see what you say. And I am excited to watch the anime, though we have to wait. I have to take a deep breath from all the inks. I'm not ready to go back to the first 10. I could probably start the manga after the first 10 volumes, but not before. So we will see. But there are some really good ones that I really, really liked. So, but I just need a breather. And it's funny because I was like, most of the manga I wanted to read next are high school romances, and I was like, I need a break. I was like, I can't handle any more angst right now. This is too much angst for me. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rambles. I hope that they made sense this morning. Like I said, has been a really reflective morning, and I don't know what's necessarily in store, but I know that, just I want to keep, Lord willing, keep chipping away at fear being a hurdle in front of me. And, I should go back and read that blog post I wrote when Dear Author released about when Hinata's facing there's a tall wall in front of me. Because some days, a lot of days, I feel like that with writing, especially when I'm not inspired. When I'm inspired, it doesn't feel that way. And I sometimes am like, you know, should I push through and write even when I'm not feeling inspired? But I don't necessarily like doing that because then I feel really anxious. Like even like thinking about that now, I'm like, like I don't know about this. But I just don't want to let fear hold me back. And if you know if my process isn't writing every day, to be happy and content with that. But I don't want it to stop me from trying to reach for my goals, maybe. I don't know if that's the right way to word that. But you know, of making goals and trying to reach for them. There we go. That sounds better. That sounds better. Sounds less pressuring. So yeah, I guess because I see the whole Kimi ni Toroke manga right here. You can't see my hands are going like this. Right here to this giant stack. Because it fell numerous times on me this morning already. So, but I really enjoyed your video. Know that you're an awesome person and you are like totally not miserable. You're a happy mountain, and hopefully I can come out and visit your happy mountain. The more snow you get and the more snow you share, Hong has definitely been like, maybe we should go move out to Colorado and go get some snow. So yeah. So have a great day and I will talk to you later. Bye.